All right, so get ready. We're about to dive deep into a 3-week Italian escape.
3 weeks.
Yeah, this is going to be amazing. And not just any Italy trip. We're talking Dolomites.
The Dolomites.
Limestone peaks, emerald valleys, charming villages.
Amazing food, amazing wine.
So, are you ready? Trade in your everyday hustle for some hardy mountain air. I know I am.
Oh, absolutely. The Dolomites are just incredible, unlike anything you've likely seen.
Yeah, and you know they're a UNESCO World Heritage Site. That's got to mean something.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just a fancy title. The way the limestone and volcanic rock have collided over millions of years to create those peaks, those dramatic, jagged peaks,
Right.
it's a visual feast. You'll see it everywhere. You'll feel it in every hike.
So let's say I land in Italy. I'm ready for those 3 weeks. Where do we even begin?
Well, we've got, I think, a pretty fantastic itinerary. It balances those must-see spots with some hidden gems that you won't find in every guidebook.
Okay, I like that.
We'll start in Bolzano,
Bolzano.
capital of South Tyrol. Imagine cobblestone streets, medieval squares, all beneath those incredible peaks.
Okay, yeah, I can picture it.
It's just stunning.
I'm feeling the slower pace of life already.
Yes.
Top of mind for those first few days.
Well, Bolzano is a perfect blend of old-world charm and modern buzz.
Okay.
You can wander Walther Square, heart of the city, then dive into the South Tyrolean Archaeological Museum.
Okay, a museum. So we're getting a history fix right off the bat.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not just dusty relics. They have exhibits that bring the region's history to life, Roman times to the rise of the Habsburg Empire.
Wow. Okay, so now what about those quintessential Italian experiences? Food, the atmosphere. Where should we be settling in for a taste of Bolzano?
Oh, I've got just the place. For a really special meal and a taste of luxury steeped in history, check out Hotel Capello.
Okay, Hotel Capello.
Not only is the food incredible, but the building itself is a landmark.
Ooh,
Once frequented by emperors and artists. Talk about atmosphere.
that sounds amazing. History, luxury, and I'm betting some incredible wine.
Oh, absolutely. You're in the right place.
Any particular dishes we should look out for?
Well, you're in the land of hearty mountain-inspired cuisine.
Okay, I like the sound of that.
Canederlabi, or bread dumplings, are a must-try.
Bread dumplings. All right.
They come in all sorts of varieties, from savory speck and cheese to sweet versions with apricot.
Okay, I'm getting hungry already.
And you can't miss the Schlutzkrapfen, a type of ravioli unique to this region.
Schlutzkrapfen, all right.
Often filled with spinach and ricotta. So good.
My stomach is rumbling. So we've explored Bolzano, we've soaked up the history, we've eaten all the delicious food. What's next?
Next, we're going to venture out to some of those castles you see perched on the hillsides surrounding Bolzano.
Okay.
Castel Roncolo, with its incredible medieval frescoes, is a must-see.
All right.
And then there's Castel Fermiano.
Castel Fermiano.
It's not your typical castle.
Okay.
It's a Messner Mountain
The
Museum
Mountain Museum.
dedicated to the history of mountaineering.
Whoa. Now that's something I haven't heard of before. Tell me more.
So it's the brainchild of Reinhold Messner, a legendary Italian mountaineer. The museum explores humanity's relationship with mountains, from the spiritual to the scientific, and it's housed in this incredible castle, so the views alone are worth the trip.
Okay. I'm officially adding that to my list. A museum with mountain views. Talk about a unique experience. Now, I know we can't spend our whole trip in museums, no matter how cool they are. When do we get to those epic hikes I've heard so much about?
Don't worry, we're just getting started.
Okay, good.
Our next stop is Cortina d'Ampezzo, the queen of the Dolomites.
Cortina. Okay, I've seen pictures. It's stunning. But I'm more drawn to rugged trails than fancy shops. Does Cortina hold up for someone who's, all about the outdoor adventure?
Absolutely. This is where we'll lace up those hiking boots and tackle some of the Dolomites' most iconic trails.
Okay, I like the sound of that.
And when I say iconic, I mean the Trocimi di Lavaredo, 3 towering peaks that dominate the landscape.
Okay, I've seen those peaks on Instagram. They're the ones that look like giant teeth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're truly breathtaking.
All right.
Now, the Trocimi Loop is a must-do hike, but it can get crowded.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll get an early start.
All right. I'm all about beating the crowds.
Yes.
What should we expect?
Yeah.
Is it something I need to train for?
It's a challenging but doable hike, about 6 miles with some elevation gain. So decent fitness is helpful. You don't need to be an expert climber or anything.
Okay, that sounds good.
And trust me, every step is worth it for those panoramic views of the peaks and the surrounding valleys.
All right, challenge accepted.
Good.
So, after conquering Tracime, Where does our Cortina adventure take us?
Well, Cortina is also a fantastic base for exploring the surrounding area.
Okay.
We'll take a scenic drive along the Great Dolomite Road, stopping at viewpoints that will quite literally take your breath away.
I'm all about those scenic drives. Any particular stops we should look out for?
The Paso Falzarego is a must.
Paso Falzarego.
You'll have panoramic views of the Marmolada Glacier,
Okay.
the highest peak in the Dolomites, and if you're feeling adventurous, we can even take a cable car to the top.
A cable car ride with glacier views. I'm in. So we've got hiking, scenic drives, cable cars. What about those charming cafes you mentioned? Where should we be fueling up in Cortina?
Well, Cortina has everything from Michelin-starred restaurants to cozy mountain huts.
Ooh, I like the sound of those mountain huts.
For a truly authentic experience, we'll grab lunch at a refugio,
A refugio.
a mountain hut serving traditional dishes. Think hearty soups, polenta with venison stew,
Okay.
and of course, apple strudel.
Polenta, venison, and apple strudel with those mountain views. Sign me up.
It's going to be good.
Now, I can't believe we've already filled a few days of our trip. Where does this Dolomite adventure take us next?
From Cortina, we'll journey south to Alta Badia,
Alta Badia.
another region brimming with natural beauty
Okay.
and unique experiences. It's nestled within the massive Fans Sensbraes Nature Park, which is a hiker's paradise.
Okay, Fanes Sensbraes Nature Park. That's a mouthful. I'm going to have to practice that one. What makes this park so special for hikers? Is it the variety of trails, the scenery, or something else entirely?
It's a combination of everything.
Yeah.
You've got trails for all skill levels, from leisurely walks to challenging climbs. The scenery is constantly changing, from dense forests to open meadows to rocky peaks.
Wow, okay. So we're talking more than just stunning views. It's the whole package. The trails, the nature, the wildlife. What kind of wildlife might we encounter in this park?
You might spot marmots sunning themselves on rocks, chamois gracefully leaping across steep slopes, and if you're lucky, even a golden eagle soaring overhead. It's a reminder that you're sharing this space with some pretty incredible creatures.
Okay, I'm already picturing myself on those trails, surrounded by nature with those peaks as my backdrop. Any particular trails in this park that stand out to you?
Absolutely. For a moderate hike with breathtaking rewards, I recommend the trail to Lago di Sorapis.
Lago di Sorap.
It's a hidden gem with the most incredible turquoise water you've ever seen. Imagine those dramatic peaks reflecting on the surface. It's a photographer's dream.
A turquoise lake with mountain reflections. Lago di Sorapis is officially on my must-see list.
Perfect.
Now, we've talked a lot about hiking. I know the Dolomites are also famous for their Via Ferratas. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Via Ferratas, sure. They are protected climbing routes, essentially a system of steel cables and ladders fixed to the rock face.
Oh,
They allow you to experience the thrill of climbing without needing advanced skills or equipment.
that sounds intense, but also incredibly fun.
Yeah.
Are there any Via Ferratas in this park that you would recommend for someone who's, new to this kind of adventure?
There are a few, but for beginners, I would recommend the Via Ferrata Tridentina.
Via Ferrata Tridentina. Okay.
It's a relatively easy route with stunning views of the Tofana de Roses.
Okay. I'm adding that to my list of things to try. Via Ferratas, turquoise lakes, mountain huts. The Dolomites really do have it all. Now, I can't imagine hiking and climbing without indulging in some delicious food. What are we feasting on in Alta Badia?
You're in for a treat. Alta Badia is known for its Michelin-starred restaurants, cozy mountain huts, and everything in between. You'll find traditional dishes like turtas,
Vertra.
a type of filled pastry,
Okay.
and cajidensi arstis, a kind of cheesy polenta. And don't miss the chance to sample some local wines, especially the Lagrange. It's a full-bodied red that pairs perfectly with that hearty cuisine.
Okay. Tortus, Cagenciarsis, Lagrange. I'm taking notes. This is going to be a culinary adventure as much as a physical one. Now, where are we spending the night in Alta Badia? Are we talking charming hotels, rustic mountain huts, or something else entirely?
We'll have a mix of accommodations in Alta Badia.
Okay, I like that.
For a taste of luxury, we'll spend a night at the Hotel Rosa Alpina, a 5-star hotel with incredible views and a Michelin-starred restaurant. And for a more authentic experience, we'll stay at a traditional mountain hut where we'll enjoy homemade meals and cozy evenings by the fire.
That sounds like the perfect balance of comfort and adventure.
Absolutely.
So we've explored Bolzano, we've hiked in Cortina, we've immersed ourselves in the natural beauty of Alta Badia. What's next on our Dolomite itinerary?
Our journey continues north to Val Gardena, another area known for its stunning scenery and charming villages.
Okay.
Think Ordisay, St. Ulrich, St. Christina,
Okay.
each with its unique character. But what sets Val Gardena apart is its access to some of the most incredible panoramic views in the entire region.
Ooh, panoramic views. Tell me more. I'm all about those awe-inspiring vistas.
We're talking about views so expansive they'll make you feel like you're on top of the world.
Wow.
And the best way to experience them is by cable car.
Okay.
We'll take a ride up to Sicida and Alpe di Siusi, where you'll be surrounded by those jagged peaks, lush green valleys, and charming villages nestled below. It's like stepping into a postcard.
Okay, I'm officially adding Val Gardena to my must-see list. A cable car ride with panoramic views, count me in.
It's going to be incredible.
Now, what about those charming villages you mentioned? What makes them so special?
Each village has its unique character and charm, or to say is known for its wood carving tradition. So you'll find charming shops filled with handcrafted sculptures. St. Ulrich is the main town with a lively atmosphere and plenty of cafes and restaurants. And St. Christina is a bit quieter, but just as charming, with stunning views of the Sassolingo mountain group.
It sounds like each village offers something different. So we'll get a real taste of local life in Val Gardena. Now, I know we can't spend all our time gazing at scenery. What kind of activities await us in Val Gardena?
Well, besides the incredible hiking and breathtaking views, Val Gardena is also a great place to try some more adventurous activities. Have you ever heard of paragliding?
Paragliding, like soaring through the air with a giant parachute. That sounds intense, but also incredibly exhilarating. Is that something we can actually do in Val Gardena?
Absolutely. Val Gardena is a popular spot for paragliding, and there are several reputable companies that offer tandem flights.
Okay.
Imagine soaring above those peaks, with the wind in your hair and those incredible views stretching out before you. It's an experience you won't soon forget.
Okay, I'm adding paragliding to my list of things to try. So we've explored Bolzano, hiked in Cortina, immersed ourselves in the natural beauty of Alta Badia, and now we're adding paragliding and charming villages to the mix in Val Gardena. This trip is shaping up to be an incredible adventure. Where does this Dolomite journey take us next?
Our next stop is a place that will truly capture your heart, Lake Braze.
Okay, Lake Braze.
You've probably seen pictures of it. That incredibly picturesque lake with the crystal clear turquoise water surrounded by dense forest, with the towering Crota del Becco peak reflecting on the surface.
Okay, that's definitely the one I've seen on Instagram. It's absolutely breathtaking. What's the best way to experience Lake Braze? Are we talking hiking, boating, or simply soaking up the views?
All of the above.
Okay, good.
We'll take a leisurely hike around the lake, stopping at viewpoints to capture those postcard-perfect shots, and then we'll rent a rowboat
Okay.
and glide across the turquoise water surrounded by that stunning scenery. It's a truly magical experience.
A boat ride on Lake Braze. That sounds like something out of a fairy tale. I'm already picturing myself floating on that water, surrounded by those mountains. Now, you mentioned that Lake Braze is in a nature park. Is that the same that Fine Sands Braze Nature Park we talked about earlier?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Lake Braze is one of the highlights of the park, and it's easy to see why, but there's so much more to explore in this area. We'll take a hike to the nearby Prado Piazza,
Prado Piazza, okay.
a high-altitude plateau with incredible panoramic views of the surrounding peaks, and we'll visit the charming village of San Vigilio di Marepe,
San Vigilio di Marepe. All right.
known for its traditional Latin culture.
Okay, so we're getting a mix of natural beauty, charming villages, and a taste of local culture. What exactly is Latin culture? I have to admit, I'm not familiar with that.
The Latin people are an ethnic group native to the Dolomites, and they have their own unique language, traditions, and customs.
Oh, wow.
It's fascinating to learn about their history, how they've managed to maintain their cultural identity over the centuries.
That's so cool. It's amazing how the Dolomites offer not just natural beauty, but also these rich cultural experiences. Now, I can't believe we're already over a week into our trip. Where does our Dolomite adventure take us next?
Our next stop is Sesto,
Sesto.
also known as Sexton,
Okay.
and the surrounding Sesto Dolomites, another breathtaking area for hiking and exploring.
Okay.
This area is known for its dramatic landscapes, with those iconic jagged peaks rising dramatically from lush green valleys.
Okay. I'm sensing a theme here.
Yeah.
Jagged peaks, lush valleys, the Dolomites definitely deliver on the scenery.
Yeah.
What makes the Sesto Dolomites unique compared to the areas we've already visited?
Sesto is famous for its 3 peaks of Lavaredo,
Okay.
known locally as the Dracenin.
Dracenin.
Now, while we've already seen the Tre Cime di Lavaredo, these are different, but just as iconic.
Wait, 2 sets of 3 peaks. I'm getting confused. How are these peaks different from the ones we saw earlier?
It's easy to get them mixed up.
Yeah.
The Tre Cime are located in the heart of the Dolomites, whereas the Drezinnen are further east, closer to the Austrian border.
Okay.
And while both formations are made up of 3 distinct peaks, the Drezinnen are arguably even more dramatic, with sheer vertical walls that rise almost impossibly from the surrounding landscape.
Okay, I'm seeing double 3 peaks. So what's the best way to experience these iconic Drezinnen? Are we talking about another challenging hike?
We have options.
Okay.
There's a classic loop hike around the base of the peaks,
Okay.
which is about 6 miles and offers incredible views from all angles.
All right.
But if you're feeling adventurous, we could tackle the Via Ferrata that climbs to the summit of one of the peaks.
A Via Ferrata to the summit of a 3-peak. Okay, now that sounds like an adventure,
Yeah.
but maybe one for experienced climbers.
There are actually Via Ferratas for all levels, from beginner routes to expert climbs. We'll choose one that suits your comfort level and experience. But no matter which route we choose, the views from the summit are simply unforgettable.
Okay. I'm adding that to my list of potential adventures. So we've hiked around the 3 peaks, maybe tackled Via Ferrata, soaked up those incredible views. What else is there to see and do in Sesto?
Sesto is also a great base for exploring the nearby Val Fiscalina,
Valfiscalina, okay.
a stunning valley with towering rock formations and lush meadows. It's perfect for a day of hiking, and you'll be surrounded by incredible views the entire time.
Another stunning valley. I'm starting to think every corner of the Dolomites is picture perfect. Any particular trails you'd recommend in Valfiscalina?
There are trails for all levels,
Yeah.
from leisurely walks along the valley floor to challenging climbs to the surrounding peaks.
Okay.
For a moderate hike with breathtaking views, I would recommend the trail to the Bullijok,
Bullijok.
a mountain pass with panoramic views of the Drezinnen and the surrounding peaks.
Okay, I'm adding that to my hiking list. Bullijok. It's fun just to say the names of these places. Now, I can't imagine all this hiking and exploring without indulging in some delicious food. What are we feasting on in Sesto?
You're in for a treat. Sesto is known for its hearty, mountain-inspired cuisine with a focus on local ingredients. You'll find dishes like Schlitz Krapfen, which we tried in Bolzano, but with a unique Sesto twist.
Okay.
And you have to try the local speck,
Speck?
a type of cured ham that's a staple in this region. It's often served with fresh bread and local cheese, and it's absolutely delicious.
Okay, speck and cheese with those mountain views. Count me in. Now, where are we spending the night in Sesto? Are we talking charming hotels, rustic mountain huts, or something else entirely?
We'll have a mix of accommodations in Sesto.
All right. I like options.
For a taste of luxury and history, we'll spend a night at the Hotel Monica,
Okay.
a beautifully restored 19th century hotel with stunning views of the Drezinnen.
Wow.
And for a more rustic experience, we'll stay at the Refugio Kamachi,
Refugio Kamachi.
a traditional mountain hut perched high above the valley floor.
That sounds like the perfect blend of comfort and adventure.
Absolutely.
So we've explored Bolzano, we've hiked in Cortina, we've immersed ourselves in the natural beauty of Alta Badia, soared through the skies in Val Gardena, rode across that magical Lake Braze, and conquered the trails of Sesto. I'm already feeling exhausted just thinking about it, but in the best way possible. Where does this Dolomite journey take us next?
Well, after all that adventure, it's time for a bit of relaxation and pampering.
Okay, I like where this is going.
We'll spend the next few days at a wellness retreat in the heart of the Dolomites, surrounded by stunning scenery and dedicated to rejuvenation.
A wellness retreat. Okay, now that sounds like my kind of place. What can we expect from this Dolomite spa experience? Are we talking hot springs, saunas, massages, or all of the above?
All of the above and more.
All right, I'm in.
We'll be staying at the Adler Spa Resort Dolomiti,
Okay, Adler Spa Resort Dolomiti.
a 5-star resort with multiple pools, saunas, steam rooms, and a full menu of spa treatments. Imagine soaking in a hot tub with those mountain views, enjoying a relaxing massage, and indulging in delicious, healthy cuisine.
Okay, I'm already feeling more relaxed just thinking about it. A spa day, or rather a spa few days, sounds like the perfect way to recharge after all that hiking and exploring. What kind of spa treatments should we look out for in the Dolomites? Anything unique to the region?
Absolutely. The Dolomites are known for their natural beauty and abundance of medicinal plants, and many spas incorporate these elements into their treatments.
Okay.
You'll find treatments using local herbs and flowers, as well as therapies that utilize the power of the mountain air and water.
That sounds amazing. I'm all about experiencing those local traditions and ingredients, even when it comes to spa treatments. So we've explored bustling Bolzano, hiked in chic Cortina, ventured into the wilds of Alta Badia and Val Gardena, rode across that magical Lake Braze, conquered the trails of Sesto, and now we're pampering ourselves at a Dolomite spa. This trip is truly shaping up to be an unforgettable experience. Where does this journey take us next?
Our next stop is a place that will transport you back in time.
Oh,
The medieval town of Bressanone,
Bressanone.
also known as Brixen.
Okay.
Imagine cobblestone streets winding through ancient squares, colorful buildings with flower-filled balconies,
Okay.
and a towering cathedral that dominates the skyline.
Okay, I'm getting those charming Italian town vibes again. What makes Bressanone stand out from the other villages and towns we've visited so far?
Bressanone is one of the oldest towns in South Tyrol,
Okay.
with a rich history dating back to Roman times. It was once the seat of the prince-bishops of Brixen, and you can still see the remnants of their power in the grand architecture and imposing buildings.
Okay, so we're talking history, architecture, and maybe a touch of royal intrigue. I'm intrigued. What are the must-sees in Bressanone? Any particular buildings or landmarks we shouldn't miss?
Absolutely. The Hofburg,
The Hofburg.
the former bishop's palace, is a must-see.
Okay.
It's now a museum showcasing the town's history and art.
Now.
And don't miss the Duomo,
Duomo.
the town's cathedral with its stunning frescoes and intricate carvings. It's a masterpiece of Romanesque and Gothic architecture.
A palace-turned-museum, and a cathedral with frescoes. Okay, I'm adding those to my list. Now, besides soaking up the history and architecture, what else is there to see and do in Bressanone? Any hidden gems or local experiences we should look out for?
Bressanone is also known for its charming shops and boutiques where you can find unique souvenirs and local crafts.
Okay.
And be sure to wander through the town's weekly market where you can sample local produce, cheeses, and cured meats.
A market where I can sample local delicacies. Okay, you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
After a day of exploring Bressanone, where are we heading for dinner? Any particular restaurants or dishes we should look out for?
Bressanone has a fantastic culinary scene with a mix of traditional restaurants and modern eateries.
Okay.
For a taste of local cuisine, try Finsterwort,
Finsterwort.
a cozy restaurant serving traditional Tyrolean dishes.
Okay.
And be sure to try the local dumplings, which are a specialty in this region.
Dumplings. I'm always up for trying different dumplings from around the world. Now, where are we spending the night in Bressanone? Are we talking charming hotels, rustic guest houses, or something else entirely?
We'll be staying at the Hotel Elephant,
Hotel Elephant.
a historic hotel that dates back to the 16th century. It's right in the heart of town and has a charming atmosphere that will make you feel like you've stepped back in time.
Okay, a historic hotel in the heart of a medieval town. That sounds like the perfect way to experience Bressanone. So we've explored bustling Bolzano, hiked in chic Cortina, ventured into the wilds of Alta Badia and Val Gardena, rode across that magical Lake Braze, conquered the trails of Sesto, pampered ourselves at a Dolomite spa, and now we're soaking up the history and charm of Bressanone. I'm starting to think we need more than 3 weeks to fully experience all that the Dolomites have to offer. Where does this incredible journey take us next?
Our next stop is a place that will challenge your perceptions of what a mountain landscape can be.
Okay.
The Blätterback Gorge.
Blätterback Gorge.
It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site
Okay.
and a natural wonder that offers a glimpse into millions of years of geological history.
A gorge, that's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Okay, you've definitely piqued my curiosity.
Yeah.
What makes the Blätterback Gorge so special?
Imagine a deep canyon carved through the mountains by a raging river, revealing layers of rock that span millions of years. You can actually see the different geological formations, from ancient coral reefs to volcanic deposits, all laid bare by the forces of erosion.
Whoa, that sounds incredible. It's like walking through a giant geology textbook. What's the best way to experience the Blätterback Gorge? Are we talking hiking, climbing, or something else entirely?
There's a well-maintained trail that winds through the gorge,
Okay.
offering stunning views from different vantage points. You can hike at your own pace, stopping to admire the rock formations and learn about the geological history of the area.
Okay. I'm adding that to my list of must-do hikes, a hike through millions of years of history. Count me in. Now, after exploring the Blätterback Gorge, where does our Dolomite adventure take us?
Our next stop is a place that will ignite your sense of adventure, the Catenaccio Mountain Group,
Catenaccio Mountain Group, right?
also known as the Rosengarten. These peaks are legendary in Dolomite lore,
Okay.
known for their dramatic spires, sheer rock faces, and a mystical glow that bathes them at sunset.
Okay. You had me at mystical glow. Tell me more about these legendary peaks. What makes them so special for hikers and climbers?
The Catenaccio group is home to some of the most challenging and rewarding climbs in the Dolomites.
Okay.
But even if you're not an experienced climber, you can still experience the magic of these mountains on a hike. There are trails that lead to breathtaking viewpoints where you can soak up the views of those jagged peaks and the surrounding valleys.
So we're talking challenging climbs for the adventurous and scenic hikes for those who prefer to keep their feet firmly on the ground. I like that there's something for everyone. Any particular trails or climbs you'd recommend in the Catenaccio group?
For a challenging hike with incredible views, I recommend the trail to the Vaugelet Towers. These towering spires are a symbol of the Catenaccio group, and the views from the top are simply breathtaking.
Okay, I'm adding the Vaugelet Towers to my list.
Yeah.
Now, after a day of hiking and exploring in the Catenaccio group, where are we heading for dinner? Any particular restaurants or dishes we should look out for in this area?
We'll be dining at the Refugio Re Alberto,
Refugio Rialberto, okay.
a traditional mountain hut perched high in the Catenaccio group. It's known for its delicious homemade food and its stunning views of the surrounding peaks.
Okay.
And be sure to try the local grappa,
Grappa, all right.
a strong aromatic brandy that's a specialty in this region.
A traditional mountain hut with stunning views and local grappa. That sounds like the perfect way to end a day of adventure in the Catenaccio group. Now, where are we spending the night after our meal at Refugio Re Alberto?
We'll be staying at the Refugio Gardeccia,
Refugio Gardeccia.
another traditional mountain hut in the heart of the Catenaccio group. It's a cozy and rustic place with shared bedrooms and a communal dining area. It's the perfect place to disconnect from the modern world and immerse yourself in the beauty of the mountains.
Okay, a night in a traditional mountain hut surrounded by those legendary peaks. That sounds like an unforgettable experience. So we've explored bustling Bolzano, hiked in chic Cortina, ventured into the wilds.
Of Alta Badia and Val Gardena, rode across that magical Lake Braze, conquered the trails of Sesto, and now we're surrounded by the beauty of Val di Funes. It's a secluded valley known for its breathtaking scenery, rolling green hills dotted with traditional farmhouses, all beneath the gaze of those iconic Dolomite peaks.
Okay, I'm already picturing those picture-perfect postcard views. What makes Val di Funes so special besides its undeniable beauty?
Val di Funes is also known for its strong Latin culture,
Right.
which we've already experienced in other parts of the Dolomites. You'll find charming villages where the Latin language is still spoken, and traditional customs and crafts are preserved.
So we're talking about a place where we can immerse ourselves in both the natural beauty and the unique culture of the Dolomites. I'm all for that. What are the must-sees in Val di Funes? Any particular villages, landmarks, or experiences we shouldn't miss?
Absolutely. The village of Santa Maddalena is a must-see.
Santa Maddalena.
It's home to the iconic Church of St. John in Ranui, which is often featured in those picture-perfect postcards of the Dolomites. And be sure to visit the nearby Tiso Dairy Farm, where you can sample local cheese and learn about traditional cheese-making methods.
Okay, I'm adding Santa Maddalena and the Tiso Dairy Farm to my list. A charming village with an iconic church and a chance to sample local cheese. Count me in. Now, after exploring Val di Funes, where does our Dolomite adventure take us?
Our next stop is a place that will test your limits
Oh,
and reward you with unforgettable views. The Marmolada, the highest peak in the Dolomites.
Okay, the highest peak. That sounds intense, but also incredibly exciting. What's the best way to experience the Marmolada? Are we talking a challenging hike, a thrilling climb, or something else entirely?
We have options.
Okay, good. Always like to have options.
We could take a cable car to the summit for panoramic views of the surrounding peaks and glaciers. Or if you're feeling adventurous, we could tackle the Via Ferrata that climbs to the summit. It's a challenging but rewarding route with breathtaking views every step of the way.
A Via Ferrata to the summit of the highest peak in the Dolomites. Okay, that sounds like an adventure for the bucket list, but maybe one for experienced climbers.
There are actually Via Ferratas for all levels, from beginner routes to expert climbs. We'll choose one that suits your comfort level and experience, but no matter which route we choose, the views from the summit of the Marmolada are simply unforgettable.
Okay, I'm adding that to my list of potential adventures. So we've explored bustling Bolzano, hiked in chic Cortina, ventured into the wilds of Alta Badia and Val Gardena, rode across that magical Lake Braze, conquered the trails of Sesto, pampered ourselves at a Dolomites spa, soaked up the history and charm of Bressanone, hiked through the Blätterback Gorge, experienced the magic of the Catenaccio group, immersed ourselves in the beauty and culture of Val di Funes, and now we're conquering the highest peak in the Dolomites. I'm starting to think 3 weeks won't be enough. Where does this incredible journey take us next?
Our next stop will transport you to a world of rolling green hills and charming wooden huts, the Alpe di Suzi,
Okay.
Europe's largest high-altitude alpine meadow.
Alpine Meadow. Okay.
Imagine rolling green hills dotted with charming wooden huts, grazing cows, and breathtaking views of the surrounding peaks. It's a place where time seems to slow down and you can truly connect with nature.
Okay, you had me at rolling green hills and charming wooden huts. That sounds like the perfect place to escape the hustle and bustle of everyday life. What's the best way to experience the Alpe di Suzi? Are we talking hiking, horseback riding, or simply soaking up the scenery?
All of the above.
All right.
We'll take a leisurely hike through the meadows, stopping at viewpoints to admire those incredible views. And we'll go for a horseback ride, exploring the hidden trails and enjoying a different perspective on this stunning landscape.
A horseback ride through alpine meadows with mountain views. Okay, that sounds like something out of a dream. Now, you mentioned the Alpe di Suzi is a high-altitude meadow. Does that mean it's difficult to get to?
Not at all. You can actually reach the Alpe di Suzi by cable car from the town of Ortisei, which we visited earlier in our trip. It's a quick and scenic ride, and once you're up on the plateau, you'll feel like you've stepped into a different world.
Okay, so we can easily access this alpine paradise without breaking a sweat. I like that. Now, besides hiking and horseback riding, what else is there to see and do on the Alpe di Suzi? Any particular trails, huts, or experiences we shouldn't miss?
There are trails for all levels on the Alpe di Suzi, from leisurely walks to challenging hikes. For a moderate hike with incredible views, I recommend the trail to the Baito Sofi. It's a charming mountain hut serving traditional dishes with panoramic views of the Silier and Sassalungo mountain groups.
A hike to a mountain hut with delicious food and stunning views. Sign me up. And speaking of food, what are some must-try dishes on the Alpe di Suzi? Anything unique to this area?
Absolutely. You'll find a lot of the same hearty dishes we've been enjoying throughout the Dolomites, but with a unique Alpe di Suzi twist.
Okay.
Try the Kaiserschmarrn,
Kaiserschmarrn.
a fluffy shredded
Yeah.
pancake,
Right.
or the Strauben, a crispy funnel cake. Both are often served with fruit compotes and are absolutely delicious.
Okay, those sound like the perfect treats after a day of hiking and exploring. So we've explored bustling Bolzano, hiked in chic Cortina, ventured into the wilds of Alta Badia and Val Gardena, rode across that magical Lake Braze, conquered the trails of Sesto, pampered ourselves at a Dolomite spa, soaked up the history and charm of Bressanone, hiked through the Blätterback Gorge, experienced the magic of the Catenaccio group, immersed ourselves in the beauty and culture of Val di Funes, stood atop the mighty Marmolada, and now we're enjoying the tranquility of the Alpe di Suzi. I'm starting to think we need to move to the Dolomites. Where does this incredible journey take us next?
Our next stop will transport you to a world of sparkling turquoise waters and towering limestone cliffs, Lake Garda.
Lake Garda. I've heard so much about it, but I thought it was more of a lake destination. With beaches and water sports, how does it fit into our Dolomite adventure?
Lake Garda offers the perfect blend of relaxation and adventure, and its northern shores have that distinct Dolomite feel. Imagine crystal clear water reflecting those towering cliffs, charming towns with colorful houses, and a vibrant atmosphere that's both laid back and exhilarating.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What are some must-do activities on Lake Garda? Are we talking swimming, boating, windsurfing, or something else entirely?
All of the above and more.
All right.
We'll spend our days swimming in the refreshing water, renting a sailboat to explore the coves and inlets, and maybe even trying our hand at windsurfing or kite surfing. Lake Garda is famous for its winds, making it a paradise for wind-powered sports.
Okay, so we're adding water sports to our Dolomite adventure. I like it. Now, you mentioned charming towns. Any particular towns on Lake Garda that we should visit?
Absolutely. Riva del Garda is a must-see.
Riva del Garda,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a charming town on the northern shore, with a medieval old town, a picturesque harbor, and a vibrant atmosphere. We can wander through the cobblestone streets, soak up the views from the Rocca, a medieval fortress overlooking the town, and enjoy delicious meals at lakeside restaurants.
Riva del Garda sounds lovely. So we've got swimming, boating, windsurfing, charming towns. What about hiking? Are there any trails around Lake Garda that offer those stunning Dolomite views?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
We'll take a hike along the Sentiero del Penale, a historic trail that was once the only road connecting Riva del Garda to the Ledro Valley. It offers breathtaking views of the lake, the surrounding mountains, and the dramatic cliffs that plunge into the water.
A hike with lake and mountain views? Sign me up. And speaking of views, where are we spending the night on Lake Garda? Any hotels or guest houses with those postcard-perfect vistas?
We'll be staying at the Lido Palace Hotel,
Lido Palace Hotel, okay.
a luxurious hotel right on the shores of Lake Garda. Imagine waking up to those stunning views, enjoying breakfast on the terrace, and spending your days relaxing by the pool or exploring the lake.
Okay, that sounds absolutely divine. So we've explored bustling Bolzano, hiked in chic Cortina, ventured into the wilds of Alta Badia and Val Gardena, rode across that magical Lake Braze, conquered the trails of Sesto, pampered ourselves at a Dolomite spa, soaked up the history and charm of Bressanone, hiked through the Blutterback Gorge, experienced the magic of the Catenaccio group, immersed ourselves in the beauty and culture of Val di Funes, stood atop the mighty Marmolada, enjoyed the tranquility of the Alpi di Siusi, and now we're adding water sports and lakeside relaxation to the mix on Lake Garda. I'm starting to think we need to book a one-way ticket to the Dolomites. Where does this incredible journey take us next?
For our next adventure, we'll venture into the heart of the Brenta Dolomites,
Brenta Dolomites, okay.
a mountain range known for its dramatic peaks, challenging via ferratas, and breathtaking scenery. It's a bit more off the beaten path than some of the other areas we visited, but that's part of its charm.
Okay, I'm always up for exploring the less-traveled paths.
Yeah.
What makes the Brenta Dolomites unique compared to the other areas we've already experienced?
The Brenta Dolomites have a wilder, more rugged feel than some of the other Dolomite ranges. The peaks are more jagged and dramatic.
Okay.
The valleys are deeper and more secluded, and the trails are more challenging.
Okay, so we're talking serious adventure territory. I'm excited.
Hmm.
Now, you mentioned challenging via ferratas. Any particular ones that stand out in the Brenta Dolomites?
Absolutely. The Via del Bachet Alt
Via del Bachet Alte.
is one of the most famous and challenging via ferratas in the Dolomites. It traverses a series of exposed ridges and peaks, offering breathtaking views of the surrounding mountains.
Okay, that sounds incredible, but maybe one for experienced climbers.
There are actually sections of the Via del Bochet that are suitable for beginners, so we can choose a section that fits your comfort level. But even the easier sections offer incredible views and a thrilling experience.
Okay, I'm adding that to my list of potential adventures.
Yeah.
So we've got challenging via ferratas, rugged trails, secluded valleys. What about those breathtaking views you mentioned? Any particular spots in the Brenta Dolomites that offer those postcard-worthy panoramas?
Absolutely. The Refugio Tucket is a must-see.
Refugio Tucket.
It's a mountain hut perched on a rocky outcrop, offering panoramic views of the Brenta Dolomites. We can hike to the hut, enjoy a delicious meal, and soak up those incredible views.
A hike to a mountain hut with breathtaking views and delicious food. That sounds like the perfect Dolomite experience. And speaking of food, what are some must-try dishes in the Brenta Dolomites? Anything unique to this area?
You'll find a lot of the same hearty dishes we've been enjoying throughout the Dolomites, but with a unique Brenta twist.
Okay.
Try the polenta con fungi.
Polenta con finky.
Polenta with mushrooms.
Yeah.
Or the canederli in brodo, dumplings and broth.
Canederli and brodo. All right.
And of course, no meal in the Brenta Dolomites is complete without a glass of local wine like the Teraldego Rotelliano.
Okay. I'm taking notes. Polenta, dumplings, local wine, it's all going on my Dolomite food list. Now, where are we spending the night in the Brenta Dolomites? Are we talking charming hotels, rustic mountain huts, or something else entirely?
We have a couple options for our stay in the Brenta Dolomites. For a touch of luxury and history, we could spend a night at the Grand Hotel Duce d'Aosta.
Okay. Grand Hotel Duce d'Aosta.
A beautifully restored hotel in the heart of Madonna di Campido,
Okay.
a charming town at the foot of the Brenta Dolomites. Or, for a more immersive experience, we could stay at the Refugio alle Monte,
Refugio alle Monte.
a traditional mountain hut perched high above the valley floor.
Okay, I love that we have options. A historic hotel in a charming town, or a traditional mountain hut high in the mountains. Tough choices. So we've explored bustling Bolzano, hiked in chic Cortina, ventured into the wilds of Alta Badia and Val Gardena, rode across that magical Lake Braze, conquered the trails of Sesto, pampered ourselves in a Dolomite spa, soaked up the history and charm of Bressanone, hiked through the Blutterback Gorge, experienced the magic of the Catenaccio Group, immersed ourselves in the beauty and culture of Val di Funes, stood atop the mighty Marmolada, enjoyed the tranquility of the Alpe di Suzi, added water sports and lakeside relaxation to the mix on Lake Garda, and now we're tackling Via Ferratas and enjoying breathtaking views in the Brenta Dolomites. I'm starting to think we need to add a few more weeks to this trip. Where does this incredible journey take us next?
Our next stop will transport you to a world of rolling vineyards, charming villages, and ancient castles.
Okay.
The South Tyrolean Wine Road.
Okay. The South Tyrolean Wine Road.
It's a scenic route that winds its way through the heart of South Tyrol, showcasing the region's rich winemaking heritage.
Okay, a wine road. Now that sounds like my kind of adventure. But I thought we were in the heart of the Dolomites, a land of towering peaks and rugged trails. How do vineyards and wine cellars fit into this picture?
The Dolomites are not just about dramatic mountainscapes. The valleys are incredibly fertile, and the region has a long and rich history of winemaking.
Okay.
The South Tyrolean Wine Road is a perfect way to experience this different side of the Dolomites. And trust me, the views are just as stunning.
Okay, you've convinced me. I'm always up for exploring different aspects of a region. What are some must-do activities on the South Tyrolean Wine Road? Are we talking vineyard tours, wine tastings, or something else entirely?
All of the above and more.
All right, I like the sound of that.
We'll visit family-run wineries, learn about traditional winemaking methods, and of course, sample some of their region's finest wines. We'll also explore charming villages, visit ancient castles, and enjoy delicious meals at traditional restaurants.
Okay, this is shaping up to be a delicious adventure. Now, you mentioned family-run wineries. Any particular ones that stand out on the South Tyrolean Wine Road?
Absolutely. The Cantina Tremine is renowned for its Gewürztraminer wines, and the Cantina Turlano produces excellent Pinot Grigio and Sauvignon Blanc. We can take a tour of their vineyards, learn about their winemaking philosophy, and enjoy a tasting of their finest vintages.
Okay, I'm adding those to my list. A tour of the vineyards, a lesson in winemaking, and a tasting of those delicious wines. Yeah. Count me in. Now, besides the vineyards and wineries, what else is there to see and do on the South Tyrolean Wine Road? Any particular villages, castles, or landmarks we shouldn't miss?
Absolutely. The town of Appiano, also known as Eppen, is a must-see.
Yeah.
It's surrounded by vineyards and boasts stunning views of the surrounding mountains.
Okay.
We can visit the imposing Castello di Appiano, a medieval castle perched high on a hilltop, and enjoy a leisurely stroll through the town's charming streets.
Okay, I'm adding Appiano and Castello di Appiano to my list. A charming town, a medieval castle, and all those vineyards, it sounds like the perfect place to spend a day. Now, after exploring the South Tyrolean Wine Road, where are we heading for dinner? Any particular restaurants or dishes we should look out for in this area?
We'll be dining at the restaurant Zum Lohen.
Restaurant Zum Lohen.
A Michelin-starred restaurant in the town of Tessimo, also known as Tessens. It's known for its innovative cuisine, which combines traditional South Tyrolean flavors with modern techniques, and of course we'll pair our meal with some of the region's finest wines.
Okay, a Michelin-starred restaurant with innovative cuisine and local wines. That sounds like a perfect ending to our day on the South Tyrolean Wine Road. Now, where are we spending the night after our culinary adventure at Zum Lohen?
We'll be staying at the Hotel Ansitzkränzel. A charming hotel in the heart of Tessimo. It's a beautifully restored 16th century building with a cozy atmosphere and stunning views of the surrounding vineyards.
Okay, a historic hotel in the heart of wine country. That sounds like the perfect place to relax and unwind after a day of exploring the South Tyrolean Wine Road. So we've explored bustling Bolzano, hiked in chic Cortina, ventured into the wilds of Alta Badia and Val Gardona, rode across that magical Lake Braze, conquered the trails of Sesto, pampered ourselves at a Dolomite spa, soaked up the history and charm of Bressanone, hiked through the Blutterback Gorge, experienced the magic of the Catenaccio Group, immersed ourselves in the beauty and culture of Val di Funes, stood atop the mighty Marmolada, enjoyed the tranquility of the Alpe di Suzi, added water sports and lakeside relaxation to the mix on Lake Garda, tackled Via Ferratas and enjoyed breathtaking views in the Brenta Dolomites, and now we're indulging in the culinary delights of the South Tyrolean Wine Road. I'm starting to think we need to buy a vineyard in the Dolomites. Where does this incredible journey take us next?
Our next stop will transport you to a world of ancient history, art, and culture.
Cool.
The city of Trento.
Trento.
It's located just south of the Dolomites, and it's a vibrant city with a rich heritage that spans centuries.
Trento. I've heard of it, but I always thought of it as more of a city destination, not necessarily part of the Dolomites. How does it fit into our Dolomite adventure?
Trento is a perfect blend of city and mountain. It's surrounded by those towering peaks, and you can see them from almost every corner of the city. But it also has that vibrant urban feel with charming streets, historic squares, and a thriving cultural scene.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What are some must-do activities in Trento? Are we talking museums, art galleries, historical landmarks, or something else entirely?
All of the above and more.
Okay, good. We like options.
We'll visit the Castello del Buon Consiglio,
Castello del Buon Consiglio.
a medieval castle that was once the residence of the Prince Bishops of Trento. We'll explore the MU,
MIO? Okay.
a science museum with interactive exhibits that bring the natural world to life. And we'll wander through the Piazza Duomo, the city's main square surrounded by historic buildings and bustling with activity.
Okay, a castle, a science museum, and a bustling historic square. Trento is definitely ticking all the boxes. Now, you mentioned that Trento has a thriving cultural scene. What kind of cultural experiences can we expect?
Trento is known for its festivals and events. From the Trento Film Festival, which showcases mountain films from around the world, to the Mercatino di Natale, a traditional Christmas market that transforms the city into a festive wonderland.
Okay, I'm adding those to my list. A film festival and a Christmas market. Sounds like Trento knows how to celebrate. Now, after a day of exploring Trento, where are we heading for dinner? Any particular restaurants or dishes we should look out for in this area?
Trento has a fantastic culinary scene, with a mix of traditional trattorias and modern restaurants. We'll be dining at the Locanda Margin,
Locanda Margin.
a Michelin-starred restaurant just outside of the city. It's known for its refined cuisine, which combines local ingredients with innovative techniques. And of course, we'll pair our meal with some of the region's finest wines.
Okay, a Michelin-starred restaurant with refined cuisine and local wines. That sounds like a perfect ending to our day in Trento. Now, where are we spending the night after our culinary adventure at Locanda Margin?
We'll be staying at the Grand Hotel Trento,
Grand Hotel Trento.
a historic hotel in the heart of the city. It's a beautifully restored 19th century building with a grand lobby, elegant rooms, and a rooftop terrace with stunning views of the city and the surrounding mountains.
Okay, a historic hotel with a rooftop terrace and mountain views. That sounds like the perfect place to relax and unwind after a day of exploring Trento. So we've explored bustling Bolzano, hiked in chic Cortina, ventured into the wilds of Alta Badia and Val Gardena, rode across that magical Lake Braze, conquered the trails of Sesto, pampered ourselves at a Dolomite spa, soaked up the history and charm of Bressanone, hiked through the Blätterbach Gorge, experienced the magic of the Catenaccio group, immersed ourselves in the beauty and culture of Val di Funes, stood atop the mighty Marmolada, enjoyed the tranquility of the Alpe di Susi, added water sports and lakeside relaxation to the mix on Lake Garda, tackled Via Ferratas, and enjoyed breathtaking views in the Brenta Dolomites, indulged in the culinary delights of the South Tyrolean wine road, and now we're experiencing the history, art, and culture of Trento. I'm starting to think we need to move to Italy. Where does this incredible journey take us next?
Our next stop will transport you to a world of towering waterfalls, crystal clear lakes, and pristine forests.
Okay.
The Adamello Brenta Natural Park.
Adamello Brenta Natural Park.
It's one of the largest protected areas in the Alps, and it's home to a wealth of natural wonders.
Okay, waterfalls, lakes, forests. It sounds like we're going deep into nature.
Yeah.
What makes the Adamello Brenta Natural Park so special?
The Adamello Brenta Natural Park is a haven for biodiversity.
Yep.
It's home to a wide variety of flora and fauna, from brown bears and wolves to golden eagles and ibex.
Wow. Brown bears and wolves. Now that's wild. What's the best way to experience this abundance of nature? We talking hiking, wildlife spotting, or something else entirely?
All of the above and more.
All right.
We'll hike through pristine forests, admire towering waterfalls, and hopefully catch a glimpse of some of the park's incredible wildlife.
Okay, I'm already picturing myself surrounded by those towering trees with the sound of rushing water in the background. Any particular trails or waterfalls we should look out for in the Adamello Brenta Natural Park?
Absolutely. The Nardi's waterfalls are a must-see.
Nar's waterfalls, okay.
They cascade down a series of rocky cliffs, creating a dramatic spectacle that's sure to take your breath away. We'll also hike to the Lago di Tovel, a stunning alpine lake known for its emerald green waters.
Okay, those sound incredible. Waterfalls and a green lake. I'm adding those to my list. Now, after a day of exploring the Adamello Brenta Natural Park, Where are we heading for dinner? Any particular restaurants or dishes we should look out for in this area?
We'll be dining at the Refugio Casine,
Refugio Casine, all right.
a traditional mountain hut nestled in the heart of the Adamello Brenta Natural Park.
Okay.
It's known for its hearty, mountain-inspired cuisine, and the views from the terrace are simply breathtaking.
Okay, a traditional mountain hut with hearty food and breathtaking views. That sounds like the perfect way to end a day of exploring the Adamello Brenta Natural Park. Now, where are we spending the night after our meal at Refugio Casine?
We'll be staying at the Refugiographer,
Refugiographer.
another traditional mountain hut in the Adamello Brenta Natural Park. It's a cozy and rustic place with shared bedrooms and a communal dining area. It's the perfect place to disconnect from the modern world and immerse yourself in the beauty of the mountains.
Okay, a night in a traditional mountain hut surrounded by the pristine wilderness of the Adamello Brenta Natural Park. That sounds like an unforgettable experience. So we've explored bustling Bolzano, hiked in chic Cortina, ventured into the wilds of Alta Badia and Val Gardena, rode across that magical Lake Braze, conquered the trails of Sesto, pampered ourselves at a Dolomite spa, soaked up the history and charm of Bressanone, hiked through the Blätterback Gorge, experienced the magic of the Catenaccio Group, immersed ourselves in the beauty and culture of Val di Funes, stood atop the mighty Marmolada, enjoyed the tranquility of the Alpe di Siusi, added water sports and lakeside relaxation to the mix, on Lake Garda, tackled Via Ferradas, and enjoyed breathtaking views in the Brenta Dolomites, indulged in the culinary delights of the South Tyrolean wine road, experienced the history, art, and culture of Trento, and now we're immersing ourselves in the natural wonders of the Adamello Brenta Natural Park.
Oh.
I'm starting to think we need to build a cabin in the Dolomites. Where does this incredible journey take us next?
Our next stop will take you back in time to the world of ancient Romans, the archaeological site of Aguntum.
Secundum.
It's located just east of the Dolomites, and it was once a thriving Roman town.
Wow, a Roman town. Now that's stepping back in time. I always find it fascinating to see how ancient civilizations lived and left their mark on the world. What's the best way to experience Aguntum? Are we talking guided tours, museum exhibits, or simply wandering through the ruins?
All of the above.
All right, options are good.
We can take a guided tour to learn about the history of Aguntum and see the excavated remains of houses, shops, and public buildings. We can also visit the museum, which houses artifacts found at the site, including pottery, tools, and jewelry. And of course, we can simply wander through the ruins, imagining what life was like in this Roman town centuries ago.
Okay, I'm adding Aguntum to my list. A glimpse into the Roman world in the heart of the Alps. Count me in. Now, after exploring Aguntum, where are we heading for dinner? Any particular restaurants or dishes we should look out for in this area?
We'll be dining at the Gasthof Burgerhof,
Gasthof Burgerhof.
a traditional restaurant, just a short drive from Aguntum. It's known for its hearty Tyrolean cuisine, and the atmosphere is warm and welcoming.
Okay, a traditional restaurant with hearty Tyrolean cuisine. That sounds like the perfect way to end a day of exploring Aguntum. Now, where are we spending the night after our meal at Gasthof Burgerhof?
We'll be staying at the Hotel Post,
Ducal Post.
a charming hotel in the town of Lienz, just a short drive from Aguntum. It's a beautifully restored 16th century building with a cozy atmosphere and stunning views of the surrounding mountains.
Okay, a historic hotel with mountain views. That sounds like the perfect place to relax and unwind after a day of exploring Aguntum. So we've explored bustling Bolzano, hiked in chic Cortina, ventured into the wilds of Alta Badia and Val Gardena, rode across that magical Lake Braze, conquered the trails of Sesto, pampered ourselves in a Dolomite spa, soaked up the history and charm of Bressanone, hiked through the Blätterback Gorge, experienced the magic of the Catenaccio Group, immersed ourselves in the beauty and culture of Val di Funes, stood atop the mighty Marmolada, enjoyed the tranquility of the Alpe di Siusi, added water sports and lakeside relaxation to the mix on Lake Garda, tackled Via Ferradas, and enjoyed breathtaking views in the Brenta Dolomites, indulged in the culinary delights of the South Tyrolean wine road, experienced the history, art, and culture of Trento, immersed ourselves in the natural wonders of the Adamello Brenta Natural Park, and now we're stepping back in time at the Roman town of Aguntum. I'm starting to think we need to buy a time machine so we can experience all of this again and again. Where does this incredible journey take us next?
Our next stop will transport you to a world of sparkling ice and towering peaks.
Okay.
The Grossglockner, Austria's highest mountain.
Grossglockner.
While technically just outside the Italian Dolomites, it's a must-see for any mountain enthusiast, and it's just a short drive from our current location.
Okay. The highest mountain in Austria. That sounds impressive. But I thought we were focusing on the Italian Dolomites. Why are we venturing into Austria?
The Grossglockner is so close to the Dolomites, and it offers such a unique and unforgettable experience that it would be a shame to miss it. Imagine a towering peak covered in glaciers, winding roads that lead to breathtaking viewpoints, and hiking trails that offer panoramic views of the surrounding Alps.
Okay, you've convinced me. I'm always up for a mountain adventure, no matter what country it's in. What's the best way to experience the Grossglockner? Are we talking scenic drives, challenging hikes, or something else entirely?
All of the above and more.
All right.
We'll drive along the Grossglockner High Alpine Road, a scenic road that winds its way through the mountains, offering breathtaking views of the Grossglockner and the surrounding peaks. We'll stop at viewpoints to admire the scenery and take photos. And if you're feeling up for it, we can hike to the Pastors Glacier, the largest glacier in Austria.
Okay. A scenic drive, breathtaking views, and a glacier hike. That sounds incredible. Now, after a day of exploring the Grossglockner, where are we heading for dinner? Any particular restaurants or dishes we should look out for in this area?
We'll be dining at the Mankivert,
Mankivert.
a traditional restaurant located near the Grossglockner High Alpine Road. It's known for its hearty Austrian cuisine, and the atmosphere is warm and inviting.
Okay, a traditional restaurant with hearty Austrian cuisine. That sounds like the perfect way to end the day of exploring the Grossglockner.
Yeah.
Now, where are we spending the night after our meal at Mankivert?
We'll be staying at the Hotel Romerhof,
Hotel Romerhof.
a charming hotel in the town of Heiligenblut, located at the foot of the Grossglockner. It's a beautifully restored 16th century building with a cozy atmosphere and stunning views of the mountain.
Okay, a historic hotel with mountain views. That sounds like the perfect place to relax and unwind after a day of exploring the Grossglockner. So we've explored bustling Bolzano, hiked in chic Cortina, ventured into Wiek.
The wilds of Alta Badia and Val Gardena, rode across that magical Lake Braze, conquered the trails of Sesto, pampered ourselves at a Dolomite spa, soaked up the history and charm of Bressanone, hiked through the Blitterbach Gorge, experienced the magic of the Catenaccio group, immersed ourselves in the beauty and culture of Val di Funes, stood atop the mighty Marmolada, enjoyed the tranquility of the Alpe di Siusi, added water sports and lakeside relaxation to the mix on Lake Garda, tackled Via Ferratas and enjoyed breathtaking views in the Brenta Dolomites, indulged in the culinary delights of the South Tyrolean wine road, experienced the history, art, and culture of Trento, immersed ourselves in the natural wonders of the Adamello Brenta Natural Park, stepped back in time at the Roman town of Aguntum, conquered Austria's highest peak, the Grossglockner, and now we're exploring the world's largest ice cave, the Eisriesenwald. I'm exhausted just thinking about it, but in the best way possible, of course.
I know, right? This trip has been an absolute whirlwind of adventure, relaxation, history, culture, and of course, incredible food and wine. But I'm not ready for it to end just yet. Tell me more about the Eisriesenwald Ice Cave. What can we expect to see?
Imagine a world of sparkling ice formations, frozen waterfalls, towering ice sculptures. It's like stepping into a frozen fairy tale.
Okay, a frozen fairy tale. I like the sound of that.
The Eisriesenwald Ice Cave is a labyrinth of tunnels and chambers, stretching for over 40 kilometers.
Wow, 40 kilometers. That's massive.
We'll take a guided tour, walking along pathways and staircases that lead through the ice formations. It's truly awe-inspiring.
Okay, that sounds amazing. A guided tour through a world of ice. Count me in. Now, after exploring the Eisriesenwald Ice Cave, I'm guessing we'll need to warm up with a hearty meal. Any particular restaurants or dishes we should look out for in this area?
Absolutely. We'll be dining at the Restaurant Brennauer,
Restaurant Brennauer.
a traditional Austrian restaurant located near the Eisriesenwald Ice Cave. It's known for its hearty, flavorful dishes and its cozy atmosphere, perfect for warming up after a day in the ice cave.
Okay, a traditional Austrian restaurant with hearty, flavorful dishes. That sounds like the perfect way to warm up after a day in the ice cave. Now, where are we spending the night after our meal at Restaurant Brennauer?
We'll be staying at the Hotel Werfen,
Hotel Werfen, okay.
a charming hotel in the town of Werfen, located near the Eisriesenwald Ice Cave. It's a beautifully restored 16th century building with a cozy atmosphere and stunning views of the surrounding mountains.
Okay, a historic hotel with mountain views. You know, I'm starting to sense a theme here, but I'm not complaining. It sounds like the perfect place to relax and unwind after a day of exploring the Eisriesenwald Ice Cave. So, we've explored bustling Bolzano, hiked in chic Cortina, ventured into the wilds of Alta Badia and Val Gardena,
rode across that magical Lake Braze, conquered the trails of Sesto, pampered ourselves at a Dolomite spa, soaked up the history and charm of Bressanone, hiked through the Blätterbark Gorge, experienced the magic of the Catenaccio group, immersed ourselves in the beauty and culture of Val di Funes, stood atop the mighty Marmolada, enjoyed the tranquility of the Alpe di Siusi, added water sports and lakeside relaxation to the mix on Lake Garda, tackled Via Ferratas and enjoyed breathtaking views in the Brenta Dolomites, indulged in the culinary delights of the South Tyrolean wine road, experienced the history, art, and culture of Trento, immersed ourselves in the natural wonders of the Adamello Brenta Natural Park, stepped back in time at the Roman town of Aguntum, conquered Austria's highest peak, the Großglockner, explored the world's largest ice cave, the Eisriesenwald, and now, I have to ask, where does this incredible journey take us next?
Our next stop will transport you to a world of fairy tales and folklore, Neuschwanstein Castle, one of the most famous castles in the world. It's located in Bavaria, Germany. It was built by King Ludwig II of Bavaria in the 19th century, and it's truly a sight to behold.
Neuschwanstein Castle. I've definitely seen pictures of that. It's the one that looks like it came straight out of a Disney movie.
Right.
But I thought we were focusing on the Dolomites and the surrounding areas. Why are we venturing into Germany?
Well, Neuschwanstein Castle is just a short drive from our current location, and it's such an iconic and unforgettable destination that it would be a shame to miss it. Imagine a towering castle perched high on a rocky crag, surrounded by forests and lakes with stunning views of the Bavarian Alps.
Okay, you've convinced me. I'm always up for a fairy tale adventure no matter what country it's in. What's the best way to experience Neuschwanstein Castle? Are we talking guided tours, scenic walks, or something else entirely?
All of the above. And more. We can take a guided tour of the castle to learn about its history and admire its opulent interiors. We'll also enjoy a scenic walk through the surrounding forests and to the Marienbrück, a bridge that offers breathtaking views of the castle.
Okay, a castle tour, scenic walks, and breathtaking views. That sounds like the perfect fairy tale experience. Now, after a day of exploring Neuschwanstein Castle, where are we heading for dinner? Any particular restaurants or dishes we should look out for in this area?
We'll be dining at the restaurant Alpenrose.
Restaurant Alpenrose, okay.
A traditional Bavarian restaurant located near Neuschwanstein Castle. It's known for its hearty, flavorful dishes and its cozy atmosphere.
Okay, a traditional Bavarian restaurant with hearty, flavorful dishes. That sounds like the perfect way to end a day of exploring Neuschwanstein Castle. Now, where are we spending the night after our meal at restaurant Alpenrose?
We'll be staying at the Hotel Miller.
Hotel Miller, okay.
A charming hotel in the town of Füssen. Located near Neuschwanstein Castle, it's a beautifully restored 16th century building with a cozy atmosphere and stunning views of the surrounding mountains.
Okay, a historic hotel with mountain views. That sounds like the perfect place to relax and unwind after a day of exploring Neuschwanstein Castle. So, we've explored bustling Bolzano, hiked in chic Cortina, ventured into the wilds of Alta Badia and Val Gardena, rode across that magical Lake Braze, conquered the trails of Sesto, pampered ourselves at a Dolomite spa, soaked up the history and charm of Bressanone, hiked through the Blätterbark Gorge, experienced the magic of the Catenaccio group, immersed ourselves in the beauty and culture of Val di Funes, stood atop the mighty Marmolada, enjoyed the tranquility of the Alpe di Siusi, added water sports and lakeside relaxation to the mix on Lake Garda, tackled Via Ferratas and enjoyed breathtaking views in the Dolomites, indulged in the culinary delights of the South Tyrolean wine road, experienced the history, art, and culture of Trento, immersed ourselves in the natural wonders of the Adamello Brenta Natural Park, stepped back in time at the Roman town of Aguntum, conquered Austria's highest peak, the Großglockner, explored the world's largest ice cave, the Eisriesenwald, experienced the magic of Neuschwanstein Castle. And now we're nearing the end of our journey. This has been one incredible adventure. Where does this incredible journey take us next?
Our next stop takes us back to Italy, to the heart of the Dolomites, for one last breathtaking adventure.
Okay, I like the sound of that.
The Cinque Torri.
Cinque Torri.
5 towering rock formations that are a symbol of the Dolomites.
The Cinque Torri, I've seen pictures of those. They're those dramatic rock formations that look like giant fingers pointing towards the sky, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. What's the best way to experience the Cinque Torri? Are we talking challenging hikes, scenic walks, or something else entirely?
All of the above and more. We can hike to the base of the towers, enjoying breathtaking views of the surrounding mountains. We can also explore the open-air museum, which tells the story of World War I in the Dolomites, as the area was a battleground between Italian and Austro-Hungarian forces.
Wow, so we can actually walk through trenches, and see remnants of World War I history right there amidst these towering rocks. That's incredible. It adds a whole other layer of meaning to this landscape. What kind of remnants can we expect to see?
You can explore reconstructed trenches, see gun emplacements carved into the rock, and visit the open-air museum of the Great War, which tells the story of the soldiers who fought and lived in these harsh conditions.
Okay, I'm definitely adding that to my list. It's one thing to learn about history from a textbook, but to actually stand where these events took place amid such dramatic scenery, it's a powerful experience. Now, after exploring the Sanctuary, I'm guessing we'll need to fuel up. Any particular restaurants or dishes we should look out for in this area?
We'll be dining at the Refugio Scoiattoli,
Refugio Scoiattoli. Okay.
a traditional mountain hut located right at the foot of the Sanctuary. They're known for their delicious homemade pasta dishes, hearty soups, and of course, stunning views of the towers.
Okay, a mountain hut with delicious food and Sanctuary views. That sounds like the perfect way to end a day of exploring. Now, where are we spending the night after our meal at Refugio Scoiattoli?
We'll be staying at the Hotel Chase Lorenzi,
Hotel Chase Lorenzi.
a charming hotel in the nearby town of Cortina d'Ampezzo. Remember, we were there earlier in our trip, but this time we'll experience a different side of this charming town.
Ah, back to Cortina. I have fond memories of our time there. It'll be interesting to see it with fresh eyes after all the incredible experiences we've had since then. So after the Sanctuary, we're back in Cortina. What's next on our whirlwind Dolomite adventure?
Our next stop will take us back to one of our favorite spots, but with a twist. Remember Lago di Serapis?
Lago di Serapis. Oh,
Yeah, that stunning turquoise lake we hiked to in the Fine Sunny's Braes Natural Park. This time we'll be experiencing it in a whole new way, by snowshoeing.
Whoa. Snowshoeing to Lago di Serapis. I'm intrigued, but also a bit nervous. I've never been snowshoeing before. Is it difficult?
Snowshoeing is surprisingly easy to pick up. It's essentially walking with special shoes that distribute your weight over a larger surface area, allowing you to walk on top of the snow. And trust me, the views of Lago di Serapis in winter are absolutely magical.
Okay, you've convinced me. A snowshoeing adventure to a turquoise lake surrounded by snow-capped peaks. Count me in. What should I expect from a snowshoeing experience in the Dolomites? Is it physically demanding?
It can be a bit of a workout, depending on the terrain and the length of the trail, but it's also a very peaceful and meditative experience as you're surrounded by the quiet beauty of the winter landscape. We'll take a guided tour, so you'll be in good hands. They'll provide you with all the necessary equipment and instruction, and they'll know the best trails to take based on the conditions.
Okay, a guided tour sounds perfect. I'm feeling more confident about this snowshoeing adventure already. Now, after a day of exploring Lago di Serapis in winter, where are we heading for dinner? Any particular restaurants or dishes we should look out for in this area?
We'll be dining at El Brit de Lorieto,
El Bret de Lorieto.
a traditional mountain hut located near Lago di Serapis. It's known for its cozy atmosphere, delicious homemade dishes, and stunning views of the surrounding mountains. And of course, we'll warm up with a glass of vin brûlé, a traditional Italian mulled wine that's perfect for a winter evening.
Okay, a cozy mountain hut with delicious food, stunning views, and vin brûlé. That sounds like the perfect way to end the day of snowshoeing. Now, where are we spending the night after our meal at El Brit de Lorieto?
We'll be staying at the Refugio Vandelli,
Refugio Vandelli, okay.
a traditional mountain hut located just a short distance from Lago di Serapis. It's a cozy and rustic place with shared bedrooms and a communal dining area. It's the perfect place to disconnect from the modern world and immerse yourself in the beauty of the winter landscape.
Okay, a night in a traditional mountain hut, surrounded by the snowy peaks and forests. That sounds like a truly magical experience. So we've explored bustling Bolzano, hiked in chic Cortina, ventured into the wilds of Alta Badia and Val Gardena, rode across magical Lake Braes, conquered the trails of Sesto, pampered ourselves at a Dolomite spa, soaked up the history and charm of Bressanone, hiked through the Blätterback Gorge, experienced the magic of the Catenaccio group, immersed ourselves in the beauty and culture of Val di Funes, stood atop the mighty Marmolada, enjoyed the tranquility of the Alpe di Susi, added water sports and lakeside relaxation to the mix on Lake Garda, tackled Via Ferratas, and enjoyed breathtaking views in the Brenta Dolomites, indulged in the culinary delights of the South Tyrolean wine road, experienced the history, art, and culture of Trento, immersed ourselves in the natural wonders of the Adamello Brenta Natural Park, stepped back in time at the Roman town of Aguntum, conquered Austria's highest peak, the Grossglockner, explored the world's largest ice cave, the Eisriesenwelt, experience the magic of Neuschwanstein Castle, explore the Cinctori, snowshoe del Lago di Serapis, and wow, I think we've officially covered it all. I'm already feeling nostalgic, and we haven't even left yet.
I know, right? It's been an incredible journey. We've explored the Dolomites from top to bottom, from bustling cities to charming towns, from towering peaks to tranquil lakes, from ancient history to modern culture. We've hiked, biked, climbed, snowshoed, swam, sailed, tasted delicious food and wine, and truly experienced the magic of this incredible region.
It truly has been an unforgettable experience.
And that's the beauty of the Dolomites. They leave an imprint on your soul. The memories we've created, the experiences we've shared, they'll stay with us long after we've returned home.
I couldn't agree more. This trip has been truly transformative. I've challenged myself physically and mentally, I've expanded my horizons, and I've discovered a newfound appreciation for the beauty and wonder of the natural world.
And that's what travel is all about. It's about pushing ourselves outside of our comfort zones, opening ourselves up to new experiences, and creating memories that will last a lifetime.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time to bid farewell to the Dolomites. At least for now. But I have a feeling we'll be back.
As do I. The Dolomites have a way of calling you back. And when they do, we'll be ready for another adventure.
Absolutely. Until then, ciao from the Dolomites.